This week, I uploaded a video in which I talk about the power of my mornings and how relevant it is for me to own my mornings, to be the owner of my mornings. But today, I want to share with you moments in my life in which I wasn't able to own my mornings. And those moments were those months when I was taking care of my grandpa. I I just wasn't able to organize the morning at all. I couldn't even plan the night before because my grandpa could wake up at 6 a.m. or could wake up at 5 a.m. or even at 4 a.m. or some other days at 8 a.m. So there was no agenda for me. There was no way for me to know if I could have been able to be available, let's say at 7 or at 6. So I remember myself one night being super frustrated, like, oh no, I haven't been able to do this and to do that, and that's super important for me. And and then at that moment, I shook my head and said, okay, how can we actually change this thought? And I thought about priorities, and I managed to turn the thought and said, yes, I am not being able to own my mornings at the moment. I am not being able to have my morning routine as per usual. However, my priority at the moment is to take care of him because I love him, because I care for him, because I want him to be happy around me. And I did the best I could. I did not manage to succeed every single day because as humans, sometimes I was feeling frustrated. Sometimes I was feeling like I wasn't fully capable of performing at my best while being with him, as in taking care of him. But I knew deep in my heart that I was doing the best I could. And coming back to the first thing that I was trying to tell you is that when I managed to see my priority at that moment was the moment in which I become fully okay with not owning my mornings, because at that moment my priorities have shifted. And I wanted to share this video with you because I I wonder that people with children or people who are looking after some people who are maybe sick, those moments are quite challenging to organize your own time, because maybe you depend on the other person needs. And I remember with my grandpa, it wasn't only about him waking up in very, very different hours during the morning, but also during the day. He had different needs. Sometimes he needed to go to the bathroom. Sometimes he needed to take a shower. Uh, not on a set time. Sometimes he wasn't feeling okay. He needed this and needed that. So basically, he was behaving like a baby. So I couldn't say, oh, okay, tomorrow from 2 to 3, I am going to be doing this, because it was very challenging to being able to actually uh, allocate certain times for something. And the moment in which I understood that I have a different priority and that I was actually happy with fulfilling that priority rather than fulfilling my morning routine, everything shifted. And I was fully comfortable with not being able to exercise at that moment. I was fully comfortable with not meditating every other day. I was fully comfortable with not being able to upload as many YouTube videos as I would love to back then. And now I look back, I feel happier. I feel happier that I actually did those things, that I managed to change my mind and not to feel frustrated, to feel completely okay with giving him that time, that I was fully keen on spending that quality time with him. And he's no longer here with us. But I wonder, same again, if you have children, if you are looking after a sick person, whenever you shift that priority and the purpose changes, and you manage to shift the thought, you are changing the story behind that thought. You are changing this. I mean, whenever you manage to change the thought, you are being able to change the emotion and therefore your actions. And because, well, what I can imagine is that if you are feeling frustrated and you have to perform these activities, and you are also frustrated because you are not able to perform the other, you are neither here neither there. One of the most common advices spiritual people give is to live in constant acceptance of what it is, and take life the way in which it comes to you. And I truly believe that sometimes that can be quite challenging, but I also believe that when we manage to accept things, even to accept suffering, to accept frustration, to accept pain, it is the moment when we start finding ways to get out of those emotions and those feelings and the actions that we are performing because of those feelings and thoughts. I'll be happy to hear from you. So let me know down in the comments moments in your life in which you felt frustrated because you felt that you didn't own your time, because you didn't feel like you could accomplish your goals. Maybe moments in which you feel that you didn't own the time, maybe not even your life. I would love to share and to keep engaging with you, especially in a way in which we can continue pushing each other to move on from whichever bad moment we are experiencing in life. Thank you very much for watching. As always, I wish you love, peace, and happiness.